What's going on, team? Marcus from Wall Street Assassins back at it again with another video. Today is Martin Luther King Day, so the market's closed. So we're pre-gaming, getting ready for the market the week from the 17th to the 21st. Now, the market has been very choppy, as you guys can see. We've been basically dropping from the 4th of January all the way down towards like the 10th over here. We bounced, we came back down. This was a double bottom pattern. So going into tomorrow, if you guys watched yesterday's video, we're looking for a break above that 466, which you could see some type of flat spot over here. This 466 was some type of resistance, was some type of support in the past. So we want to see if we break 466 tomorrow, start pushing up towards that 468. Once we break that 468, I think we could start going higher, possibly towards those 475 levels. So that's what I'm watching for, a possible long position, short position on the ticker SPY. This is the 180-day chart. I'm looking for a break below 463 that we could start retesting those 460 levels on the overall SPY over here. A few stocks on the watch. But before we move forward, I want to tell you guys that we may get some choppiness this week just because today was a holiday. Maybe not all the traders come back this week, so definitely keep that in mind. Also, we have a FOMC meeting on the 26th, so maybe traders are waiting for Powell to say, hey, what does he think about the interest rates that are going higher? What does he think about the inflation? They're going to question him all about all that stuff. So we may get some type of choppy action until that happens. And also, it is earnings week. So definitely want to keep in mind what stocks have earnings this week. You can see this is the earnings list. I posted it on my Instagram. So you guys definitely want to pay attention to what stocks you guys like and stuff. Main one over here for me is going to be Netflix, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. And of course, we got to talk about American Airlines, how the planes have basically been suffering. The airline companies have definitely been suffering with the overall COVID taking place, and Bank of America also, Discovery, key stocks you guys may want to watch this week. So next one you guys want to talk about is going to be Tesla. Looking at Tesla over here, you can see Tesla has basically pulled back down, pushing sideways, fighting the SMA. Kind of looks like a double bottom pattern as well. So going into this week, we want to see if Tesla is holding above that 1054, then we could start possibly pushing up towards those 1100 ranges. If not, and we start to pull back, watch for that 1027 break. 1027 was some type of support area, resistance area before, so we definitely want to watch that 1027. Then we can start going back down towards the 1000 range for the downside. Next stock we want to talk about is going to be Facebook. Looking at Facebook over here, very sideways action. We need Facebook to get above that SMA. As soon as we start to get above there at 333, we should possibly start pushing up towards that 336 area over here. If we start coming down, I want to see us start to break at least below at 329. You can see 329 at the bottom of that big wick over here. So as soon as we start to break 329, we can start touching 327, maybe even start to get down towards these areas, that 324, 323 areas for Facebook. Next one we're going to talk about is Apple. Apple is struggling to stay above the SMA, and the SMA normally acts as support when the stock is above it, resistance when the stock is below it. You can see Apple's trying to bounce above the SMA, which is a bullish sign. So let's see what happens with Apple. Let's see if Apple has the strength to keep on pushing up. I want to see a break above that 175, then we could start pushing up towards 177. If it starts to show weakness, 171. 90 down towards 170, down towards 167 for the downside. Next one I want to talk about, Wells Fargo. She had earnings on Friday, and the stock did not basically show any weakness. It's been pushing ever since the December 31st. So amazing move on Wells Fargo. It never moves like this. The team is always watching Wells Fargo. The contracts are super cheap. You could get easy percentage gain on this one. If we jump over towards the 5-year chart, where I got it. All right. So if we jump over towards the 5-year chart, this actually looks like a gap fill pattern to me, right? Even though the stock is a little bit more on the overbought side, it's been running. I would love to see a pullback, but it looks like traders are trying to push this towards a gap fill. If you look at the 5-year, in 2018, in January 29th, Wells Fargo was trading at $66. So it looks like once we start to break this $59 resistance area, which has been resistance in the past, we can start to push up towards 66. So keep that in mind, that there is a possible gap fill pattern. If we drop back down towards the 180-day, I'm looking for a short position. If this thing starts to basically tip over, watching for that $57 break. You can see this candle basically bounced off 57. This candle rejected 57. So if we start to break 57, I think we should start pulling back down towards 55, maybe even lower. In my opinion, it's more possibility for downside, but hey, if she's running, get those scalps. Make sure you guys use a tight stop loss. Next one, not Facebook, Ford. Looking at Ford over here, you can see Ford's kind of consolidating, having some sideways action over here, right? If we used to put a box on Ford, you can see that Ford is basically going sideways. One thing I do like about it, it does look like we're making higher lows. So let's see if Ford breaks that 25.87, then we could start pushing up towards 26, 27, maybe even towards 28 up there. If not, watch for the break of, let me get rid of the box, watch for the break of that 24.90. Once we start to break 24.90 to the downside, we could start touching 24, 23. Very cheap stock, very cheap options. That's the name of the game, right? Get those easy percentage gains. Don't have to trade every name in the book to be consistent, right? So over here, this is CVS. One of my students is watching this, so I threw it up here for him. Looking at CVS, 107.50 needs to be broken. You can see it's rejected it once, twice. Now it's going for a third time. So let's see if CVS breaks that 107.50. Then we can start pushing up to 108, 110. Let's see if it happens. If not, it has this nice floor at 104.77. Once we break that level, we could start coming back down towards 102. So think about that as well. There's a lot of oversold stocks, right? So if you guys watch my video, search through my YouTube. There's a video called basically how do you scan for oversold stocks. This is my scanner right here. With that scanner, I was able to pull up some oversold stocks. Look at this, Coinbase, super oversold, right? It's been on a downward pattern before this overall drop, but it's super oversold. Maybe you could catch a little bounce over here. It looks like a double bottom pattern over here, 230. Then we could start pushing up to 246, maybe even higher from there. Another one. What's going on with Chipotle over here? Chipotle was a very bullish stock. I don't know if you guys trade Chipotle, or I think this is more like a hold stock before this overall pullback, but Chipotle is having a rough time right now. So definitely want to see what's going to happen with Chipotle. Definitely want to set your alert to see if we're going to bounce from this area. This level right here, this 1463 area has been some type of breakout zone before. Looking for a break above 1529. Towards that 1580 for the upside. So make sure you guys keep these stocks in mind. Next one, NVIDIA looking like a double bottom pattern over here. We need to break 271, 272 before we can start basically pushing up towards 280, 282 over here. If not, on the break of, clear these lines real quick. I think on the break of 259, we could start getting down towards 250. So make sure you guys watch the video this upcoming week. That's all for today. Make sure you guys are very cautious tomorrow. Don't go in tomorrow gunslinging. It could be low volume because it is a shorter week. So definitely keep that in mind. Hopefully you guys all have a green trading week, and I'll see you guys in the next video later.